class, the first thing you need to do is you need to go to aplusstudents.com. You need to go to the website. You need to go to the website. Then you need to select math as your subject. This is a grade 4 maths lesson. And the name of the topic for today is division. I'll give you the chapter number and the lesson number. So the chapter number is 11. The lesson number is 6. The chapter number is 11. The lesson number is 6. And the name of the lesson is divide larger number by a one-digit number. And we would be looking at word problems today. Word problems. Okay, let's go to the topic. Let's go to grade 4 maths, chapter 11, lesson number 6. Let's see what the first question is asking us. The question number 1 says that, let me just copy it on the screen. Okay. So the question number 1 that we have is this, and it is telling us, let's resize. Okay. Okay. So if the first question says a house painter has $244 to buy paint. The painter has this much money to buy the paint. If each can of paint would cost $6, they're asking us how many cans of paint can the painter buy, right? If one can is $6, then that means he can buy multiple cans, right? So what we need to do is we need to divide. So what we do is 244 needs to be divided by 6. Okay. Okay. We know that 6 times 4 is 24. Agreed? So we also know that 6 multiplied by the number 40 would mean 6 times 4 is 24. And we put a 0, right? So can we say 6 times 40 should be 240? Hi Sammy, hi Solomon. Okay. So what we can do is when we subtract this together, we are left with $4, right? These were the number of cans bought, right? And we are left with $4. But since each can costed $6, we cannot buy with anything with the $4, right? That is the remainder. So we cannot use the remaining money. So the answer would be the painter buys 40 cans of paint. He cannot buy 41 cans. Why? If we multiply, 41 is to be multiplied by 6. 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 4 is 24. Then he should have to buy 41 cans. He should have this much money. But he does not have 246. He only has 244. Right? So maximum cans that he can purchase is 40 cans. Okay. Let's have a look at another example. Hi, Baruch. Thank you, Solomon. Okay. The next question says a parking garage wants to collect a certain amount in parking fees. Let me just copy the question so that we have the values on the screen. Okay. Okay. The question says this information. Okay. Wants to collect 840 in parking fees. The garage charges $8 per car. How many cars will it need to park in the garage to meet the goal? Okay. Okay. I'll just realign this. So a parking garage has a target. Okay. They wants to collect $840 in the fee, right? They have a target that their income should be $840. If the garage charges $8 per car for each car, $8 per car. So how many cars will it take for the garage to meet the goal? So how many cars do they need to let in? Okay, so they need to let in a lot of cars, right? So we need to find how many cars exactly. So what we need to do is the amount was 840 is to be divided by 8, right? Can we say 8 times 1 is 8, right? 8 times 1 would be 8, right? So when we are dividing, or we can say 1, 8, right? What are we left with? 4, right? 4 cannot be divided by 8. Put a 0 and we bring this last value down. That we know that 8 times 5 is 40. Agreed? That means 105 cars need to be parked to make an income of $840. Do we agree? Or we can say it will take we can say it would take 105 cars to make an income, right? Okay, let's have another example. For the next question, it says the school party committee asks $404 to buy ice cream. Okay, let's see. For the next question, they're saying the school committee has $404 to buy ice cream. And if each ice cream cost $4, how many ice creams can they buy? They had $404 to buy ice creams. If each carton of ice cream would cost $4, that means 404 is to be divided by 4. We can say 4 times 1 is 4, right? 0 cannot be divided. So you put a 0 and we were left with a 4. We put a 4. That means 4 times 1 is 4 and 0 is left. That means how many cartons of ice cream? They can buy sorry, they can buy 101 cartons of ice cream. Agreed? So the price, that the total money we had, we divided by the individual cost. Okay. Okay, let's have a look at another example. Okay. A school needs to buy 354 pencils. Okay. So the next question, they say that a school needs to buy 354 pencils for its students. If the pencil come in packs of 5, how many packets does the school need to buy? Okay, this is our question number 4. They need to buy 354 pencils, and if the pencils are coming in a packets of 5, so how many packets do they need to buy? So can we say that 354, right, when divided by 5, right, 35, 5 times 7 is 35. Okay, if 5 times 7 was 35, then 5 times 70 should be, we simply put a 0, right? And we are left with $4. Sorry, we are left with, we bought, sorry, just a moment. We can say we bought 70 packets, right? But 4 pencils are still left. So these 4 pencils also have to go in one packet, right? That means the total number of packets that need to be bought are 70 packs. We'll have 350 pencils. Agreed? Plus one last packet, which needs to have 4 pencils, because our total requirement for the pencils was 354. That means the total 71 packs should be bought. Okay, do we agree? Because each packet had 5 and we have to meet 354. So we cannot buy the 4 pencils, right? So for that we have to buy a complete one packet. Even if you would not use the last packet, the remaining one pencil, what they can buy is, in 71 packets they need to buy 355 pencils. They cannot buy 354 because the packets are made in a way that each packet will have 5 pencils in it. Okay, okay, let's see. The school has $405 to spend on markers. If each pack of marker has a certain cost, just a moment please. Okay, sorry, I'm so sorry. If the question says the school has $405, $405 to spend on markers, if each package of marker cost $9 each pack, right? How many packs, of the markers can the school buy? Okay. So when we divide 405 by a 9, can we 9 times 1 is 9, 9 times 2 is 18, 27 and 36, right? 9 times 4 is 36. 40 minus 36 is 4. The 5 comes down, right? Can we divide 45 by 9? Can 45 be divided by 9? 9 times 5 is 45. We subtract, we are left with 0 over here, right? So that means how many packets do we need to buy? If each packet costed $9 and we had this much money, that means 45 pack of markers can be bought. Thank you, Boy. Thank you so much. Let's have a look at another example. For the next question, they're saying Stafford Publishing needs to ship, okay, they need to ship 455 books. Let's say this is question number 6. I'll just realign this. Okay, if this is the number of books each box can hold, how many boxes would the publisher need? Okay, I've done the realigning. Okay, this is our question number 6. It says Stafford Publishing needs to ship 455 new math textbooks to a high school. They need to send 455 books. Thank you, Sammy. Thank you, Adebai. If each box can hold 8 of the textbooks, right? How many boxes will the publisher need? So when we divide 455 by an 8, because each box can hold 8. So can we say 8 times 5 would be a 40. 45 minus 40 is 5. We bring down this 5. If we multiply 8, 8 times 5 is 40. We know that 8 times 5 was 40. 8 times 6 was 48. And 8 times 7 was 56. But we have a 55, right? So we can say 8 times 6 is 48. 8 times 6 was 48, right? What is the remaining? 7 books are remaining over here, right? That means they have 56 boxes, agreed, plus 7 books. 56 boxes were holding how many? 6 times, sorry, 8 each, right? 6, 8, 48, 8, 4, 448 books were in 56 boxes, right? 7 books have to be put in a box as well. No, see, it's decimals, right? Okay, I'll give you a very real life example. If you have $5, right? Okay, I'll give you an example. If you have $5, you have $5 An ice cream, I'm just giving a very simple example. Ice cream cup is $3. Okay, I'll explain. Okay, an ice cream cup is 3. For $5, can you buy 2 cups? Can you buy 2 cups of ice cream for $5? No, I don't think so, right? Because 1 cup will be $3. That means you spend $3, right? And 5 minus 3 would be $2. That is your change. Agreed? Do we agree on this? So can you tell the shopkeeper that you want to eat 1.5 cups of ice cream for $5? Would they allow you? Would they allow you to eat 1.5 cups of ice cream for $1.5? Would the shopkeeper allow you to eat 1.5 cups of ice cream? 1.5 means you are opening the second packet and you eating half of it. But the rule is that if you want to eat 1.5, you have to buy both of them, right? Do we agree? If you want to consume 1.5 cups, you need to buy 2 cups, right? That would be multiplied by $3. That means you spend $6. Even if you have to buy, even if you feel like eating 1.5 cups, you have to spend $6, right? Do we agree till here? Okay. Now I'll explain you the previous question, okay? Even if we wanted to consume half a cup, we had to pay the entire money, right? Similarly, over here, 56 boxes could hold 448 books, right? But these 7 books also need to have to be shipped, right? These 7 books have to be shipped also, right? You cannot leave those 7 books because it says the Stafford Publishing needs to ship 455 new books to a high school, right? If they need to send 455, they cannot send 448. They have to send 455, right? And each box has 8. Can these 7 be kept in one box? There were 56 boxes which were completely filled. But for the 7 remaining books, we have to add another box, right? No, we add one more box, Semi. Okay, let's do an example. Let's do this. That means this would be, total would be 57 boxes. Why? 56 complete boxes that had 8 books in it each. But for the 7 books, we need to have one more box. Do we agree? Okay, let me just do this question with a diagram, right? Diagrammatic representation, okay? Then you will have a better idea. Let's do this again. Okay, let's do this. Just give me a minute. I would want to make a box. Okay, a box has 8 books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If each box, yes, thank you. If each box had 8 books in it, right? Let me just finalize this. Then 16 books, right? 24 books. Sorry, 32 and 40 books over here, right? These this would have 40 books over here. 40 plus 40 is 80 books. 80 plus 40 is 120. Plus 40 is, I'm just explaining, 160 and 200, right? I'll just mark them over here that these are 200 books over here. How many boxes were used? 25 boxes, right? 25 boxes had 200 books. Let's make another copy and say another 200. That means total 400, right? 400 books are there. We sorry, sorry. Okay, we have 400 books, right? I'm just relating to this. See, this was 8, 16, 24, 32, and 40. 40 plus 40 is 80 plus 40, 120 plus 40, 160 and 200, right? That means this was 225 boxes were used. Similarly, another 225 boxes. How many books do we have total? Yes, Piruk, 56 is the answer. Okay, I'm just trying to explain. Then how many books are left? 100 something, right? We have 200 books here. We have 200 books here. The total was 455. So let's say, can we add 40? This becomes 440, 480, 520. Agreed? This was 400 over here, 420. Sorry, 440. Just a moment, please. See, easier was by the working. This is very difficult because we are doing a lot of construction over here, right? 440. Okay, perfect. Okay, these were 50 boxes, 440. We need 455. Okay, okay. See, this is 400 over here, 408, 416, 424, 432, 440, 448. This should be 456, right? Perfect. Okay. That means if we had 400, just a moment, Semi, it's almost done because it would have 7 only. The last box will have 7. When we count the boxes, we will have 56 boxes. Sorry, this became too lengthy because I started explaining. Let's do the next one, okay? Okay, just a moment, please. For the next question, it says, just a moment, question number 6. Let's try question number 7. Okay. There's a basketball league. They want to order 344 t-shirts for the team. They come in different packages. Okay. So this is our question given to us. This is our question number 7. They want to order 344 t-shirts for the teams. If Each pack has 3 t-shirts in it, right? They're packed in groups of 3. So how many packages of t-shirts should the league order? All we need to do is we need to divide. What do we need to do? We need to divide 344 is to be divided by 3. Okay. Can we say 3 times 11 is 33? Agreed. And when we subtract, we are left with 1. The 4 is brought down. Can we divide 14 by 3? Yes, it's coming in decimals, right? Okay, let's make a rule. Whenever the value is coming in decimals, we will take 1 additional. Okay, see, we can say 3 times 4. 3 times 4 was 12, right? And we are left with 2. We need to buy 2 remaining, right? These were already 114 packs. These were 2 t-shirts. We have to buy 2 t-shirts. These 2 t-shirts would be in 1 pack. So what are the total number of packets required? 115 packs. Whenever it is 14 point decimal, right? 114. That's 114, right? Ediboy? Because the number is 344, right? Semi and Ediboy? That would be C. The answer was, your answer was coming out to be 114 point. Okay. Okay. Let's make a rule over here. 344 was to be divided by 3 times 11 is 33. We subtract, we get 1. We have a 4. 3 times 4 is 12. 2 is remainder. We put a decimal, we put a 0, right? 3 times 6 is 18. 2, we put a 0, we put a 6. This is 18, right? So whenever we are getting an answer that is in decimals, right, we round this number to the next number. So that means we can say 114.66 packets cannot be bought, which would be rounded off to 115 packs. Do we agree? Ediboy and Semi, your answer is very different. Your answer is 14. It cannot be 14, right? It has to be 114, 114.66, right? You cannot take 0.66 bags, right? Therefore, if the shop is selling you a bag which has 3 t-shirts in it, then you have to buy a complete packet because your requirement is 2 t-shirts, right? Do we agree on this? Semi, can we move ahead? Biruk, do we understand this? If there is any concern, please do let me know. I'll make it easier. Okay. Okay. Let's try another question. Let's see what else we can do for the next question. Okay. The library has these many books. If each shelf can hold 9 books. Okay. They're asking us how many shelves should be there. If this is question number 8. If the library has a total of 469 Thank you, Semi. Thank you, May. 469 books, and each shelf can hold 9 books. So they are asking us how many shelves would the library need? So can we say that 469 was divided by 9? 4 cannot be divided by 9, right? But 46 can be divided by 9. So can we say 9 times 5 is 45? That is the closest number, right? So we can say 9 times 5 is 45, and we are left with 1, right? This 9 comes down. 19 cannot be divided by 9, right? But a closer number would be 9 times 2 is 18, right? And we are left with 1. This one is called the remainder. Agreed? That means, okay, let's see. 52 multiplied by 9 will come out to be 468 plus 1 book. That would be equals to 469 books, right? Because the library had a total of 469 books. 468 books were kept on 52 shelves, right? Perfect. But we have one remainder. This remaining book cannot be kept on the floor, right? Or on a table. This will also need one shelf. Agreed? That means the total number of shelves would be 52 plus 1, that is 53 shelves. Even though the last shelf has only one book, but we need to keep that book, right? No. Yes, Adeboy, your answer was coming out to be 52.11, right? So I told you that 52.11 will always be rounded up. It will become 53 because in 52 shelves, you can only put 468. Okay, I'll show you through the working. If you're saying 52 is the answer, multiply by 9. 9 times 2 is 18. We carry a 1. 9 times 5 is 45 plus 1 is 46. In 52 shells, you can only keep 468. But the number over here was 469, right? You're still left with one book. That book will be kept on another shelf. Agreed? Or whenever you're getting a decimal number. In this case, it was 52.11, right? 52 point any decimal number. We would always round up to the upper whole number. We cannot have, can you have 0.11 shelf? No, you cannot have 0.11 shelf, right? You can always have a complete shelf. So if the number is coming out in decimal, that was 52.11 and so on recurring, you round it off to the next number because you cannot use the decimal values for the shelf. Okay, thank you, Sami. Okay, let's have a look at another question. Just a moment, please. Let me copy this. The next question I have is, see, I'm trying to explain this again and again so that everyone will have an understanding, right? I know some of you people will already understand in the first go, but everyone has a different understanding. So we go together, okay? Okay, for this question it says, okay, let's do this question, and I would try to change some values for the same question. Okay, just a moment, please. Let me realign this. Okay, they're saying that in this given question, a group of tourists needs rental car to get around the city. There are 260 tourists in the group. For each car can hold two people only. How many cars would be needed? We know that 260 is to be divided by 2. Agreed? And what is 260 divided by 2? Times 1 is 2. We minus 6 comes down. Times 3. We write down 60. And this is 30, right? This would be a 0. So that means 260 tourists will need 130 cars. Agreed? Perfect. But if I give you the same question and I change one value in the question, okay? We are doing the same question, but we are trying to make some changes. Starting statement stays the same, 260 tourists. The only change I'm trying to make is if each car can hold 3 people. Okay, I changed this statement. In the previous question, each car was holding 2 people. Now I'm saying if each car can hold 3 people, how many cars would be needed? That means if there were 260 tourists, if each car will previously each car was holding how many people? 2 people, right? So we needed, if it was holding 2 people, so we needed for 130 cars, right? But now we would need lesser number of cars. But what are those cars? Let's see. See, if we had 260 tourists is to divide it by 3 because each car can hold 3 people. 2 cannot be divided by 3, right? 26. Let's look at 26. 3 times 8 is 24. 2 and 0. In the table of 3, we cannot have a 20, but we can have a 6 times 18. When we minus this, we are left with 2. We put a decimal, we put a 0. Then again, 6. This is 18 minus 2. It comes out to be 8.66, right? So can I write the statement that 260 tourists will need 86.6? Is this statement true? Has ever, like anyone of you ever seen 0.6666 cars? It's a complete car, right? It could be a small car, it could be a big car, it could be a huge car, but a car is a car, right? You can never have this decimal number of cars, right? I've never seen decimal number of cars. A car is always complete, right? Whichever brand, whatever the size, the car will always be a complete car, right? This means we cannot have zero point 0.6. Okay, if you're going out, can you say that I'm coming in half the car? No, you're not going in half the car. The car is complete. The size of the car could be twice or half, right? It's a complete car. So we cannot have 0.66 cars. Therefore, what did I tell you? Whenever you have the answer in decimals, you round it off to the next number will be needed. If 3 people are sitting in each car, okay? If 2 people were sitting in each car, then 130 cars were required because 2 people were sitting. If 3 people are sitting in each car, then 87 cars are required because 86.66 is not possible for cars, right? So we always take the next number, the rounded off number. Do we agree, Baroque? May and Semi, do we agree on this? We always take the complete whole number, that's the greater number. We cannot round off to 86. We have to take the number after 86. Okay? Okay. Thank you so much. Uh, I'll end the lesson here. Okay? Please do complete the remaining questions from the test. If there's any concern, just go through the lesson again. Okay? Thank you so much. Best of luck. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye.